I just unlocked Xenomorph from the 7-day login pass, and man, he looks really good, but I don't know if he should be the priority for me right now. So in this video, sponsored by the makers of Raid Shadow Legends, we're gonna go in and review the kit on Xenomorph. I think, given that I have Kale, maybe I just lock in with that hero investment for now, but let's talk about it. And by the way, if you're a new player like I am, I started playing only in the last week. I used my own custom download link up above. That'll get you Tholin. Then I recommended that you enter the code for Tagoar, and you get a bunch of other champions on the way. It's like a full battle plan. Tagoar and also Uugo, among others. All right. So given that start of picking Kale, getting Tholin by using my download link, which I hope you'll use if you're starting over, entering a code for her, and then getting these other champions, man, I am... Oh, it's Venomage, not Morag, Venomage. I'm in a pretty good spot. So what does Xenomorph do? All right, let's get a look. Xenomorph is going to do poisons. Attacks one enemy, places a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Places 3 5% poison debuffs if the attack is critical, so getting crit seems really important. Also places a perfect veil. That buff goes on this champion for 2 turns. You know, the funny thing is that I didn't know what the perfect veil buff was until I was reading about the Cheshire Cat from my prior video, because that is someone you could get instead of Tagoar. You could go and get the Cheshire Cat. I'll have a card in the end screen if you want to check that one out. Point is, Perfect Veil is going to give you stealth, which is really powerful, and there's an additional detail that makes it perfect, and I want to remember what it was. You were mitigating a bunch of damage as well. Yeah, which seems really good. Here it is. Veil buffs will be removed if the affected champion uses an active skill, but perfect veil buffs will not be removed. So we're setting up to go invis here and do a bunch of damage. Okay, seems good. The next skill attacks one enemy. Before attacking, places stun and an infest debuff on the target for 2 turns. These debuffs cannot be resisted if we're under Perfect Veil. Places a True Fear debuff on all other enemies for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted if we're under Perfect Veil. So we need to get into Perfect Veil. That's like kind of the whole thing, right? The passive effect, revive this champion with 50% HP and 50% turn meter whenever an enemy under infest debuff rips. Wow. Wait. We need to read about this infest. Infest. Whenever an enemy under an infest debuff dies, deals pure damage to all other alive enemies. This pure damage is equal to 50% of the enemy's max HP who died while under the infest debuff. This pure damage cannot be critical. Pure damage dealt upon eliminating a boss or their minions cannot exceed more than 10% of their max HP. Wow. I mean, I said maybe I can stick with Kale, but also Xenomorph seems crazy. Okay, Rip and Claw. Attacks one enemy 2 times, deals more damage for each poison on them, also places Perfect Veil on the champion. So we enter into Perfect Veil, several ways to go and do that here. And then while in Perfect Veil, we infest, and that seems really strong. Now over here, whenever this champion is attacked, there's a 25% chance to place a poison on the attacker. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked if the attack is critical. If an enemy is under a poison debuff placed by this champion, they lose defense by 20%. Wow. So Xenomorph is all about the poison plan, and I like it, except I'm already getting this with Kale right now. He's sort of fulfilling this role in my roster. I mean, if I had unlimited resources, I max all the champions and we call it a day, but obviously I don't. So what is Kale doing for me? Attack one enemy, 80% chance of placing 2.5% poison for 2 turns. Damage based on attack. Okay. So we have a poison debuff here. Attacks all enemies, 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Fill the turn meter of this champion by 25% for each enemy eliminated. Sheesh. And attacks 4 enemies at random, or attacks 4 times at random, has a 40% chance of placing a poison debuff. So, I mean, he's fulfilling this role. I would say Xenomorph is obviously better, but I kind of already have that in my roster. I mean, I think for the time being, I wait opportunistically for like the next synergistic thing that helps me on my roster. I don't even know what that is. I've been working with a coach who's been kind of helping me out here. His assertion was that, yeah, I mean, the Xenomorph, you could work on it now, but it fills a similar role to Kale. Kale. Yeah, if you didn't pick Kale as your starting champion, then Xenomorph is an important poisoner. You would work on him immediately, and that seems good. He is a better poisoner than Kale, has decent crowd control, good single target damage, solid overall, but really only shines in the Dragon Dungeon and maybe Clan Boss. Okay. And he's likely to be on par with Tholin, who is the starting champion you get with my download link down below in the description. So what I need to keep going and keep progressing on my account right now is actually more energy. And as it turns out, as of the time of this recording, there's a pretty good pack to go and pick up. If I make my way over here, we've seen a couple packs show up kind of like this, but it is the Christmas Eve offer. I think this is the one. For 70 bucks, I get 42 full energies, a bunch of multi-battles, but look at all this energy, man. I can do a lot of damage with this energy. I'm a little torn because a part of me always likes books, but I think this is going to be good for progression here. And so I think we just lock this up and let's just make it happen. So I'm going to pick this up now and we're good to go. All right. Bada boom. Holy smokes. That is, chat, now that is a lot of chicken right there. I'll tell you what. Holy chickens. Woo! All right, anyways. We got the Christmas offer. Obviously, a lot of offers here we could look at. I don't think that gear is really my priority as a newer player, and chickens I can technically earn with my effort, and there's probably ways I can be pretty productive there. There's a bunch of ways to get energy, but if you look at the amount of energy that I just got, right, like the pack that I just picked up is a lot of energy. I think that's where I'm at. All right, now yeah, let's see, there we go. Special progress pack. Getting a look in at the Champions of the Progress. I'm recording this back-to-back with the Cheshire Cat vid. Almost back-to-back anyways. But in case you missed that one, I have 3 6-star champions at this point. And I'm honestly not sure who my next 6-star champion is going to be. But that is the critical pathway for my champion mission over here and arbiter missions. By the way, the promo code to enter, which depending on when you're watching this video may still be available, is Dear Sir Nicholas. You can enter that one. That's what I entered in this last 24-hour window. And I got another 5 hours before I can do another one. All right. You enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe to the channel. This is a dedicated Raid Shadow Legends channel. Also, you can join my clan. We've got a little bit of space, although not for long typically. So you can join up, SmashSquad Reborn, SSRN, new clan. And again, if you download using my sponsored link, which is in the description and the QR code on screen, that not only supports my channel, but you get the champion sequence that I have been playing with. You pick Kale, you get Tholin, enter a code for Tuhanarak, you get Tagoar, oh my god, you get Venomage, and then you get Uugo. All right. Thank you again to the makers of Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's vid. And if you want to see the earlier vids in the series, check the cards in the end screen.